Just when you think things can't get any more unusual for the drinks category, Pickering's Gin went and did this. This is actually a bottle of Brussel Sprout Gin from last year. It does still exist, which is why I'm covering it now. Otherwise I'd just have a small bottle of Sprout Gin. I did what I thought was economically sensible at the time, which is saw this get launched for a price that I thought was a little bit steep for what it was, waited until Christmas was over, waited until everyone cut the price down to the bare minimum, and then bought it, because I'm a cheap bastard like that. I'm going to quickly say here and now, I like Brussels sprouts. I mean, you know, they're not my favourite thing of all time, but I have no qualms or issue with them. As a vegetable, they're perfectly fine. I don't have an issue with them. Yeah, this is weird. This comes back to something I was talking about a couple of videos ago about sort of the rise and fall of spirit categories. It's when you start getting into the wacky and weird flavoured anything market that it's a general sign that there is a decline in interest. In my opinion, anyway. I could be completely wrong about this, but the gin category is very heavily populated at the minute. Very heavily populated. And there comes a point where people just stop paying attention. They lose interest entirely and they just start sticking with what they know because they're tired. Pickering's festively flavoured gin, Brussel Sprout flavour. It's 37.5% alcohol by volume. So it's the bare minimum. 20 centilitre. It looks nice. Like, I mean, you know, the lurid green, not so much, but like the actual label decoration and stuff. There was also all this gold wax on the stopper. Anyone who's ever tried to get into a Pickering's gin bottle will know the pain and agony of trying to get into one of these fuckers. It has been a point of contention for years about the wax on the top. It is a nightmare to get off. In theory, there's an air bubble in each, and what you do is you like pierce it and then kind of peel it off. I have been trying that technique for years, and either I don't get it or it doesn't actually work. I don't know which it is. It's probably me. But if I can't do it, there's going to be other people out there that equally cannot do it. When I put together gin lists, I have actually left Pickering's off for that specific reason, because it is a cunt to get all the wax off. And you're there for like 10, on a busy bar, you just don't need it. You just don't. So I have actually done that. They have now started putting pullers on their for trade bottles, which is sensible. Because, I mean, if I was keeping it off menus because they're a pain in the arse to open, you can bet your bottom dollar that other busy bars were doing it as well. With that having been said, I'm going to read the copy on the back and we're going to try some of this, because that's why you've clicked on this. You don't necessarily want to hear me voicing off about the death of gin and everything. You want to know what this insipid green liquid tastes like. So the marketing on the back, we've got Christmas time, mistletoe and gin. Our botanical engineers have been busy in the Pickering's distillery. One thing I will say about Pickering's, actually, every member in that distillery works their fucking arse off. They really do. They are like, I think they're about 10 people now, and they do the work of about 30. So I'm not quite sure how they do it, but they work hard, these guys. Cooking up all kinds of cracking Christmas creations, these limited edition flavoured gins are distilled in our copper pot stills in small batches. For tasting notes and festive cocktails, visit Pickering's Gin. We're not going to look into that today. I'm going to chuck some tonic in it and then call it. But yeah, I mean, I'd imagine you could do like a few bits. Well, obviously you can, but oh, right. So pour myself a glug. Looks like something out of Star Trek. It really does. There's something moderately terrifying about this. Yeah, it's a very scary green colour. Oh, fuck! That's Sprouts. That is Sprout Gin. Christ alive. Do you know, I was expecting, like, with a lot of flavoured gins, they say they're flavoured with something, and then you're like, yeah, kind of. No, this is Sprouts. This is Sprout. Oh, it's very 30. It's not. Yeah, that's very familiar. It's very easy to pick out that is definitely Sprout. There's no getting around that. It's my least favourite part about Sprouts is how they smell, and this really nails the smell. Of all the smells to nail, did this have to be the one? It's kind of putting me off trying it, to be honest, a little bit. Which is unusual, because I mean, I've definitely tried worse than this. Okay, I'm gonna... Fuck it, why not? Oh. It's like if you took all the sugar out of chartreuse. Is my first thought of that, and that's only because I've got fairly recent with chartreuse. It's, do you know what, the backbone of Pickering's gin, it's a good gin. I like it. It's a good quality gin. And then you've like lacquered over it in these weird vegetal tones. It's not overwhelming, but it's not necessarily welcome. You know? Oh, that smell. Jesus Christ. I do not recommend swilling it neat around your mouth. That was a mistake. Yeah, okay. Alright, it's not overwhelming. It's mainly kind of peppery, but there is this like slightly off vegetalness. That's not great, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. It's not setting my world on fire. And as previously stated, I quite like Sprouts. But you don't drink gin neat, you just don't. No fucker does, and anyone who says that they do, I mean, you know, I've had an old Tom on ice every now and then, but as a general rule, you have it with tonic, and today we have Merchant's Heart non-spawn. It's just they were the smallest and cheapest cans I could get my hands on, and nothing else. In past, when I've done gin reviews, I've gotten like a bigger bottle, and ended up throwing about half of it away, so this seemed a tidy solution, and that's the only reason. This might be shit, I don't know, I've never tried it before, actually. It's alright. A bit more, go on. There we go, a healthy pour in there. Most people would tip the entire tin in. I tend to go a bit short with my gin and tonic pours, as well you know by now. And if you don't, make sure you subscribe to the channel to watch me drink more things, because I put my liver on the line so you don't have to. You're welcome? Okay, now it smells like what I'd imagine if you tried to candy Sprouts would be like. What the hell is happening to me? Oh, it just smells like a bad stomach. Just. Yep. It's got an interesting. Well, it's still green, isn't it? It smells like gastric distress. But what does it taste like? Oh. Ugh. It's just kind of bitter and a bit cabbagey. It's not the worst thing in the world. The tonic helps just kind of water it down, which is obviously what it is doing. Okay, right, here's what I think is going on with this. The smell on it is super potent. The flavour's not actually all that strong. So I think the gimmick with this is, you put it up to your mouth, you breathe in, you smell that it stinks, and you're like, oh god. But then when you taste it, it's alright. So you don't mind. And you actually go, oh alright, that's not so bad. I was expecting it to be worse because the smell was so bad. I'm not quite sure how they've pulled that off. But it's alright, you know, it's not something to like rush out and get again, but... Okay, do you know what? This is probably a perfect sort of post-lockdown gin for when, you know, we're all allowed to meet up again when this bloody virus goes away. It would be a good one to have in your repertoire because you can have like a post-COVID Christmas party in April or whenever the fuck things get back to normal, and that can be your gin because it's Christmassy. It's fine, it's just kind of vegetal and it tastes a little bit rusty. A little bit lemony on the finish. It's not brilliant, but then it's not meant to be. You know, there's some gins out there where you kind of like, oh yeah, this is a gimmick. You know, it's a dare almost, for want of a better way of putting it. I do not wish them a Merry Christmas on the back of that. They do other ones as well, which I'm sure are lovely because all the other Pickering gins I've tried have been pretty fantastic. Oh, Christ, I'm alive. Oh, I've not even had any turkey. Do you know, actually, this isn't even the worst Christmas flavoured liquor I've ever had. The worst one was Revolution a few years ago. I used to be young. It's fine. They did a turkey and gravy flavour, and that was unacceptable. That was just not okay. I decided to try one. I mean, gravy and vodka are two things that should never be put together. But they did, and it was not good. No. No, thank you. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I would imagine most of you have clicked on this just to kind of watch a man writhe and suffer slightly, so I hope that that delivered all your Christmas wishes. Thumb this video if you like sprouts. I'm going to get a lot of thumbs down, aren't I? Comment down below what's your favourite part of Christmas dinner, or what part of Christmas dinner should be made into a gin. There we go, should keep us busy for a bit. Roast potato gin, would that work? Maybe? Can't be any worse than this. We've already had Yorkshire pudding ale, to be fair, so I mean, bring it, I say. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I think I need a nap.